However, we have no application. We have nothing before us at this time.
Okay.
Okay?
That's what I'm nodding
Thank you, Jim. Anybody else wish to speak to the council on items not on the agenda? Hi, David.
David Jenke, 8428 Eastwood Road. I just want to ask a question. Is this the same Arstead that there was a battle with on the wetlands housing over here? Those houses he built or wherever? Is it the same one?
Yes.
Okay, and did we lose that battle? Or, because he built the houses, there was a battle?
I'm not sure where you're talking about, and I have no idea what battle you're talking about.
Okay. He answered my question. It is the same one then. Is this correct? Can you ask Mr. Quick if it was the same one? Okay, thank you.
Same Keith Harsted. Anybody else wishes to address the council on items not on the agenda? Anybody else? All right, this time we'll move on to item number 7, the regular council business. Item number 7A, council is consideration of resolution 5212, a resolution approving the final plat.
Cam over at 8315 Greenwood Drive. I'm doing my best to contain my temper tonight, and I'm trying to keep as good a humor as I can about this. But we're talking about a policy for the city, not Spring Lake Road in particular. And it just came up tonight, and I think the impression I get as a person who does not live in this immediately affected area, I guess I'm once again speaking for the rest of the citizens of Mounds View. We're all residents of this city. We live in this city. And when it comes time to rebuild my road or reconstruct my road, I want county money to help my assessment. But I don't live on a turnback road. Where's the fairness? I addressed this very issue about 4 or 5 months ago in the chambers. The decision you need to make is for every resident of the city, not just particular residents on particular streets in particular areas. The impression I get is all of a sudden this $580,000, $590,000 to go directly to buy down the assessment to make these people in this affected area happy rubs the rest of the residents of Mounds View the wrong way. If we turn that money over to buy down the assessments on this road, how about what's the next street that's ready, the non-county turnback road, what's the next one that's ready for reconstruction? When you come in, when you hit those people at $40 a linear foot for their assessment, what are they going to do? It's exactly what I said months ago. Every time a road comes up for reconstruction in this city, we're going to go through the same dog and pony show again and again and again. The turnback money from the county belongs to the city of Mounds View and its residents. I don't know, unless I'm wrong, and I'd have to read in the county books or laws or whatever, does it go earmarked directly to people in certain areas? Now we're talking about how wide roads should be, if they should have curb and gutter, and that's all good, decent conversation. It's things that need to be determined. There is a street standard in place in the city. There is an assessment policy in place in the city. But apparently, by the whims of new councils, by the whims of affected residents, these things are always open for discussion and change. Therefore, the wheels of government grind slower and slower and slower. We've been talking about the Spring Lake Road issue now for how many months? It's been going on since last summer. We haven't made a decision yet. Now I just hear tonight for the first time that the city is proposing throwing this money directly at this project to buy down the assessment for the people directly affected. I believe I can speak for the rest of the residents of Mounds View and say, that's not fair. And you still have decisions to make. I know you want to come to a beginning of a conclusion tonight, but I think the rest of the people in Mounds View need to be heard from as well before this decision is made.
Cam, I can answer many of your questions. I was one of the county commissioners that served on the committee, the Government Study Commission, that came up with a lot of these policies. You are dead and certainly totally 110% wrong on what the turnback money was intended to do. The issue was, just as an example, we had county plows going down the road, and right behind the county plows came the city plows. Behind them came the state plows. Everything was a mishmash. In the growth of the suburban area, there was a lot of equipment that was being bought by cities. A lot of things were being done for themselves that the county had previously accomplished. And it was the most cost-efficient way to do business was to get these roads in the hands of their local users. A county road no longer serves a county-wide function in every instance. It often has turned to a residential use, for example, because of the growth in the suburban area. So the most cost-efficient thing to do was to turn these roads back, county to the local unit of government, state to the county, and so forth. It posed several dilemmas. One of the challenges we faced was how would the local units of government bring them up to standards when they were turned back? And we agreed that they should be brought up to 90% of standard before the turnback, before we dropped that on the local unit of government. Yes, the county turnback money was specifically and singularly earmarked for the turnback program. Now, on your street that is not a county street, there is the MSA funds. I can't think